Thank you, Jennifer. We've got 5 minutes, an opportunity for Aldermen to ask questions. Alderman Clark and then Alderman Habib.
Got a long question here for you. Given two very recent examples of unresolved environmental damage caused by Cameco's mining operations, firstly, Cameco's underground uranium mine at Cigar Lake in Saskatchewan, Canada, completely flooded with water in October the 23rd, 2006, and it continued to have the entire mine shut down and not operating, despite it containing 17% of the world's known uranium reserves almost 2 years later. And secondly, Cameco suspended operations at the Port Hope nuclear plant in July 2007, noting soil contamination, and now some 12 months later it has been revealed that this has leaked into one of North America's largest bodies of fresh water, the Great Lake, Ontario. My question is, how can you guarantee that the mine will not be flooded, and how can you guarantee the underground water on which Alice Springs' very existence depends will not be contaminated even by the substantial drilling involved in just exploration, to the satisfaction of the many people now aware of Cameco's past record?
That was a long question, and I'll try and start at the beginning. Cameco Cigar Lake, the reason it's flooded, just the name, it actually sits 400 metres under a lake, and it was water in the overlying sediments that flooded the mine. And I agree, no one was happy about that happening. As you correctly said, it's put production back, so it affects all sorts of things. It's not good for the company in a number of ways, but we are remediating that, and from that process, the leak, no lives were actually lost as part of that. And as part of that, we've implemented a number of measures at our other mines as well, because most of them are underground, and other wet slate sediments as well, to ensure those sort of things never happen again. As for Port Hope, I believe Cameco acquired that about 10 years ago. There were there. We became aware ourselves of the uranium hexafluoride leaking last year and shut down the plant, announced it to authorities. We were the ones that told authorities it wasn't a case of things finding out. We told the community and we told the authorities, and we were working on that. As for the leaking into the lake, it is an industrial area all through there, so it's not actually a pristine lake as we would like. But all that aside, it was our modelling that demonstrated that there could be a plume going into the lake, and we're actually doing the work now to determine if that is actually the case. And at this stage, we don't think it has got to the lake. It was just computer modelling of where we thought the plume was going that showed that. And so, again, as a result of shutting down the plant and all the work we've done to remediate it, you learn from mistakes, and steps will be put in place to ensure those things don't happen again too. And as for the Alice Springs water, we know we've got a lot of work to do, water monitoring, all those sort of things, to ensure that our activities don't impact on the water and that water supply is protected. We're going to be living and working in the town too, so we're going to have our interests at heart as well as the rest of the townspeople.
Alderman Habib.
How far the processing of the uranium and the mine here goes? I mean, up to Yellow Cake, or just from material take it away somewhere else, or do you process it here? How much you process here?
It would get processed a small bit on site, as you correctly said, will get converted into Yellow Cake to be exported, which is basically uranium oxide. It's still pretty low grade uranium oxide.
Alderman Heenan.
Thank you. You said here on the last slide here, the companies have to lodge a rehabilitation bond. Is that with exploration as well, or is it only just for when the mine gets a go-ahead?
No, for exploration as well. You have to do a mine management plan and submit it to the government before you start any exploration. They assess the sort of level of activity you're going to do, how many holes, and assess what sort of bond needs to be put in place for that. So you do it at all stages.
And also, if you start drilling, how will you be drilling?
It'll range. At this point, we know that the uranium is still present at 600 metres depth. It starts off on the eastern side of the tenement and gets deeper and deeper to the west. And we know from the old drilling units that it's still present at 600 metres. So we will be drilling holes to at least that depth.
Alderman Taylor and then Alderman Stewart.
Thank you, Alderman Rawlsley. Jenny, in relation to Segur Lake, is that right? Cigar.
As in the things you smoke.
Okay. In relation to that, they're both bad for you. Flooded. You said that this situation would never happen again. I wondered, in the first case, what kind of studies you can actually do to ensure that this is not going to happen again. You seem a bit like you've made a statement, but as an alderman, I'm not sure how I should be satisfied that that would be true.
Well, I'm not an environmental scientist. I can probably give you the nature of the work they are doing at Cigar Lake, but it involves things like grouting and sealing where the water inflow is. They've got these big bulkhead doors that stop the water from flowing from one part of the mine to another part of the mine. So if there is a leak in the future, it could be contained. We just actually had a leak at another mine, and they fixed it very quickly. It was a matter of weeks, I think, before they fixed that one, and it's all part of learning. It wasn't nearly as bad, but again, because there were procedures in place, so if things do break down, is it a number of safety checks along the way, and those have been strengthened since this incident.
But I still can't help but wonder how with all the environmental studies and feasibility studies that you carry out, how was that possible in the first place, that leak occurred?
I'm not certain of the details. I've never actually worked over there. All I know is that the mine itself sits at 400 metres depth, and it's sitting literally under Cigar Lake, and it's very wet above. How the water got in there and why, I think there's still some investigatory work going into some of that as to what happened.
Okay, we've scheduled 5 minutes for question time. I'll allow remaining Alderman and his worship who'd like to ask a question to ask one question. Alderman Stewart.
Yes, thank you for your presentation. Can I ask this question in relation to staffing? It is that you will be a fly-in, fly-out operation, or will the staff in fact be based here as residents of Alice Springs?
We would be looking to base the majority of people here. That's one of the beauties of being so close to a town, that you can do that. There'll likely be a couple of specialist positions that might only be short-term, that we probably source the specialists, whether it's from the capital city or even Canada, for the short-term. But we would envisage the bulk of the mine workers and the project geologists, that sort of thing, living in Alice Springs.
His worship, there.
Yes, Jennifer, thanks for the presentation. I'm just a bit curious, where's Pamela in all this?
Pamela is actually a tiny little thing, and it's right on the northern end of the exploration licence. There's a little axe handle that goes up, and it's right in that very northern part. At this point, some of the Paladin guys used to work for Uranium, and they said there's hardly anything there. They're not sure if there'll ever be anything in particular.
But the exploration licence is for both of them?
Yes, but well, there's actually there's Angela 1 as the main deposit, then there's Angela 2, 3, 4, 5, which are little satellite things sort of nearby.
Thank you. Any further questions, Alderman Martin?
Yeah, I'd just like to ask, given it's probably a bit premature at this stage, but in your early research and exploration down there, do you have any indication at this point at what sort of mining method would be used, whether you'd be doing open cut or underground or in situ or whatever? Yeah, no, we're no further advanced there than when we spoke to you. We're still putting all the data together. As you understand, it was all hard copy, so we're getting it into a digital framework, what we've been doing. Perhaps it could be a small box cut and then underground from there, just a little small open pit, but we really don't know at this stage. We haven't got any further down that track. Okay, thank you.
Alderman Van Horen, would you like to ask a question? Or are you okay?
I'm okay, that's good.
Okay, well that concludes our question time and our deputation, so thank you very much for that.